Hey there, it's Elden here, and today I wanted to talk to you about funnel pages and how you need to keep practicing. And I want to tie this into the whole music theme that I've got going on here. I used to work as a professional musician in a number of different capacities, from playing guitar and touring across the Midwest to working in studios and recording and producing music and mixing live bands and stuff like that. So one of the things that always came up in the studio was with amateur bands was they would come in and they would be able to play their guitars and drums quite well, but at the same time they didn't have an awareness. And it was very revealing for a lot of these guys and girls that when they came into the studio and heard themselves for the very first time the way it really sounds, they were quite shocked and they didn't quite know how to take it. And sometimes they would get really upset and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about and this is a bunch of crap and whatever. And hey, that's okay. You don't get it. You can move on and try and find something else. But then there were other people who actually took it to heart and really worked on their craft. And by doing that, they were able to take themselves up into another level and start working with other professionals and eventually even going into international type stuff. And that was really cool for me to be able to pass on some of what I knew to them so that they could see success in other parts of their music career as well. So what does this all have to do with funnel pages? Well, just like music, a funnel page is something that you have to work at. Now, there's a lot of different moving parts within a funnel page, and some of the most successful ones are super simple. And yet, there's a lot of other ones that are really complicated. And just like music, there's really simple songs, and then there's really complex songs. And each of them have their own place and their own time to be listened to and enjoyed. And it takes a lot of effort and practice to get your message across in a way that is effective. So you got to keep practicing. You just got to keep working at it day in, day out, and keep testing. It can be as simple as changing the font style of your letters to a different one, or maybe changing the color up just slightly might have a different effect than the previous page that you just tried. And what you want to do when you make a funnel, test it for a short period of time, but enough time that you can get a sense of, okay, what is actually happening here, and then change one thing. Only change one thing on that page and then test it again, and then change up something else, test it again, see what happens. Now I'm going to quickly draw on the board here why you should do your own funnel pages or landing pages or capture pages. It's really all the same thing, but this is why you need to do that. So when you go to a place like ClickBank or JVZoom, they're going to offer you a landing page, a sales page for whatever offer that it is that you're going to sell. And so if you send traffic directly to that page, the likelihood of them buying is very low. And there's also one other problem with this. And that is that if this is not your funnel page, you don't collect this email, right? This is not yours. And this is going into whoever your vendor is I'll just call it vendor's email and not yours. So what we want to do is, before we get the traffic here, we want to create a landing page. So this is our traffic. We've paid for the traffic. Let's create a little landing page here that gives a brief description about the sale that we want over here. And we capture the email list over here, and we send it over here to the sales page. So these guys still get their money, but we keep the list. We keep the sales list, and this will go into our autoresponder, and then from there it's going to fill out with a bunch of other value pieces that we create. Value pieces that we create that show a little nugget of information about what that product is through our email list. Okay, and then as we build these out, 3, 4 at a time, the customer over here gets familiar with us as the person who has the knowledge, has the skill set. They get to know, like, and trust us, and through that we build rapport and we make sales. And this, the way that I'm showing you here, is not the quick way to do it, but it's the way that will eventually allow you to build authority within your affiliate marketing business. And people are going to come back to you because they know, like, and trust you. They've seen you on camera several times. They hear your voice. They know your sincerity. They know your honesty through your body language and your voice. And they purchase items from you because of those things. So with that said, this is why you need to have your own funnel pages. Now I'm going to put a link below to the ones that I like to use myself, and if you want to check them out, go for it, and we'll talk to you later. Now keep practicing. Okay, bye.